Well, thank you, Peter. And now we have a guest, Jake, and from
Good afternoon.
Apex
Hello.
Photo as
Yes.
well.
Thank you for having me.
Nice. So the thing is like, who is Jake? What do you do? Like, what's your business into, or what do you like to do?
So I'm a full-time real estate photographer and videographer. So I help agents, complete their listings with photos, videos, 360 tours, some drone shots, whatever they need. Depending on the listing, sometimes not everything is necessary, but I do try to make sure it's done in the best way possible and represent the house in the best lighting, the best composition to give the buyer the best imagination of where they could be living.
Oh, nice. So what made you get into this business, like with the real estate, and help the real estate agents out?
So it all started in maybe 2013. I was, just taking simple family vacation videos with a GoPro and just to document, because everybody takes photos and you never know where they go. And I wanted to just throw it onto YouTube, something for my family to look at. They weren't the best, they weren't viral. It was just a way to document. And then over the years, I picked up a drone, picked up a 360 camera, taught myself how to make 3D tours, and I got an offer from an agent to complete all these services for her. And it went pretty smoothly, and then it clicked that, this is an actual service that I could be providing to other people. And when I decided to take it seriously, I called Peter, and I just wanted to ask, how's the market going? What's your photographer situation? Is there anything that you might be missing or want to see more from your photographer? And his response was that he wanted some social media reels of his listings. So I'm like, okay, give me a week to figure it out. Got a gimbal, cleaned up my condo, asked my wife to pose as my agent, and we made a quick little video. I showed it to Peter. He liked it, and then he booked me for his next 2 shoots.
Oh, nice.
So Peter was the one that gave my dream a fighting chance, and I'm really happy that we got together after all these years.
Thank you. Thank you for coming here. And I just want to mention to everyone that Jake is my guy to go. He's doing a phenomenal job, fantastic job. I get a lot of phone calls from agents asking me who is doing your photos, who is doing your videos. After all these months in business, what separates you think, average photographer, videographer from like a good videographer?
So when it comes to the photographer, I think it's all about client experience and, your relationship with the agent, because with all the technologies that we have today, it's a bit easier to make passable photos and videos. But with the photos, what separates the good photography from the average photography is the average photography is more of a documentation of the house just to kind of show it off, and the good photography sells the feeling. It gives the buyer the imagination of them living there, what's possible. Maybe you throw in a video, have the agent talk about all the different features of the home, show the local neighborhood. If you have to throw in a drone photo just to kind of see the neighborhood, what the neighbors look like, if that piques your interest. But it's that vision that helps put the imagination in the buyer that they might be able to live there. And once that thought is in their mind, then the rest should be pretty simple for the agent.
That's what I like in Jake. Anybody can go and take a photo of their house from their phone, or side of the house, garage. But the shots, the angles that he takes, sometimes I'm like, wow. I would never imagine to take that part of the house, put it on a photo, and that's the vision he's got. That's the way he's doing business, and I love it.
No, yeah, that's the way to do it. That's when you're able to see the difference between a professional and an amateur. Like me and you could go and take a picture, and it's very important for a lot of a lot of listing of the houses. To show them. Really, you said like, hey, anybody could just take a picture, but you want to experience the feeling, and then in feeling, in a photo, like that's pretty deep. That makes a big impact. To anyone that's looking for a home, it's like, oh my God, I do envision myself in there. So that's like a really good point that, that kind of like stands out on what your profession is.
It's marketing. It's all
Mhm.
just marketing. So whether you're selling a home or a bike or whatever, that's all part of the game. Documentation, very easy pictures. That was maybe the expectation 10 or 20 years ago when you would print out all the photos on a flyer. But nowadays the bar is higher, so we all want good photos. That's kind of the expectation these days.
Yeah. So you do see like having a high quality of photos helps out the seller sell his home a little bit quicker, right?
Yeah, and it also, shows how much the agent cares about the property that he's listing. If he has good photos, good lighting, good marketing, then that just goes to show that the home is probably also in very good standing. If you have
Mhm.
bad quality photos, if you're cutting corners, not showing certain views of the house, then what else are we missing here? I want to see the full picture if I'm going to be buying a house.
Yeah. Like I was mentioning earlier to Peter, when I sold my first home, my real estate agent really disappointed me. Like he took pictures with his iPhone. That was back then when like the iPhone 8 or something was out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And of course, like the pictures are not like the best. It's like he didn't even take a picture. I had a fireplace, wood floors, nice walls with texture on them. Like the wall pleats were even like metal, like an old school bungalow home, and I kept it like kind of like old and new at the same time. But like the agent didn't take really good pictures, and then we put it up on the MLS. It goes up live and everything, and that we didn't get a lot of traffic.
Yeah, and it takes a
And
while
then,
to
yeah,
sell.
because you could see like, hey, this many people viewed your house, this many people saved your house, and I really didn't get any bites.
Yeah, so from my experience, I can see. I mean, the bad photos, probably the house is still gonna sell, but it's not gonna sell as fast, and it's not gonna sell for as much money as it could sell for with the great photos.
Hmm.
What I see with Jake's photos, or anybody that has really good photos on the listings, they have a lot more traffic with showings, and when you have a lot more traffic with showings, you have selection of different offers and better quality of the offers. And I think that's the key with the photos and videography.
Yeah, like I said, like in my home, I had the old plates. They were not just like plastic plates; they were like steel, like good old school like wall plates. Those things are expensive. And the thing is that the realtor, the first time he didn't put that up, and he eventually got a professional photographer to go to the house and take better pictures, and then the photographer actually caught those things, and he's like, like, hey, let me take pictures of this and that. Let me make sure that I take a picture of your subway tile that you have in the bathroom now. Let me make sure that your wood floors actually show. The house is clean, your yard is beautiful, everything's super nice. And then as soon as those pictures went live, Jesus Christ, I had like super multiple offers. I had, people telling me like, "Oh my God, the house is so beautiful. How was it before?" And I had pictures from before, so I left them in for the showing. And this was the before pictures. This is how it is now. New electrical, new insulation, new furnace, new everything. And they were like, "Wow, like it's a big
Right.
transformation from like the pictures that you showed. They in the beginning they did not do the home any justice."
Right, right. So choosing a right photographer and agent that works with photographer,
Yeah.
that's a key thing
That's
here.
the key. Yeah. Like honestly, I was very disappointed at that agent, but that was in Wisconsin. If and you weren't a realtor, if not, I would have told you like, hey, come on, Peter. Like, let's sell my house.
Sure.
But this is why we're in the business. This is why we are doing what we do, because we actually have passion. And you have a passion in photography. He's a real estate agent, and I do the loans. I make sure everything goes nice and breezy. But even like us as loan officers, we have to look at the inspection report. If there's pictures in there, and they have to be like very specific pictures that we have to look at, and that helps us out. That helps out my underwriting team. That helps out everybody. And having a good photographer, or even the showing from the listing, like, hey, you know what? Look at that picture. Everything's all good. There's no mold.
Yeah.
Little things like that make a big impact.
Yeah. Jake, what do you see when you go to the houses and you do photo shoots? What do you see like the biggest mistakes that homeowners do before the photo shoot?
So probably the biggest mistake, and I see this more often than I would like to, is, not having a clean house, not having it decluttered. Make your house presentable. It's just for one day. Hire the help that you need. If it's a maid or a landscaper, just imagine for a second that you have the president or the Pope coming over to your house, or you have your kids that are taking prom photos or wedding photos in every room of your house. So just take a moment, spend one day, hide your junk if you have to. We normally don't take pictures inside the closet, so there's plenty of room for your junk. Throw it out if you have to. Make your house look like a museum just for one day, and then everything can be crystal clear, because it's really all about the marketing. You don't want people seeing your junk. And as technology gets better and better every day, there are decluttering AIs and all that, but there's only so much that we could do. I can't.
It saves so much time for you and for me too, because I usually show up for photo shoots, and when we see a lot of boxes, a lot of stuff laying around, then it takes time to move it from one place to another, then take photos and then put it back. So it's double the time, double the effort for us.
Right. And you don't get the clearest picture always when you use the AI removal tools.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that you also do? Like, what's one of the big impacts that you see that a lot of houses, or like now with the new technology and all that, like, what's better for you to take pictures with? Like, is it with drones, or is it just like a regular camera, or what kind of drone do you use or walk through?
So I would say photos are kind of the bare minimum. That's obviously the standard. You can't really list a house without photos. Everything else is more of an extra, and it's part of your it's part of your marketing strategy. So drones are nice. I personally like to use my DJI Air 3. It's a more powerful drone. 360 tours, not as popular these days, but if you have a nice house, it's maybe worth the extra bucks to do the 360 tour. Video on top of that just gives more marketing options. It's all about how many people you want to reach, because there's different clients. People would want to buy this house for totally different reasons. So if you have different marketing strategies implemented for your one listing, then you have access to much more clients.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Yeah, because there's people that honestly that are coming from out of state. They're moving back to Chicago. They just got tired of the weather, and they're like, hey, you know what? We'll just do let our realtor go in there and video, chat us. But, having great pictures and a walkthrough can make a big impact, for that client. And they kind of like remember the area. But, like with the drones now, especially if you have like one of those nice drones that you could actually see the neighborhood and see the roof and go around the area and show them kind of like, wait, this is what the neighborhood looks like, and then put it up in a video, like that makes a big impact,
Like we used to like a few years ago, having a drone for just photos was like, wow, we have drone photos. But now it's like a standard thing. Now everybody wants to have drone video, cinematic video. So drone video connected with the regular video, which my question is next, like, what do you see with the Instagram and, all the YouTube shorts and Facebook shorts and any other TikTok? What do you see, where the real estate photography and videos are evolving?
So in the last, 5 to 10 years, we've started working with social media and, putting real estate content onto those platforms, which helps reach, new demographics, younger buyers and sellers. You reach people from out of state, and as you know, we did a video last year that reached someone out of state, someone that wasn't, looking in that area, but they found your video and decided to, pull the trigger on the house, because usually it's somebody that's just looking locally on Redfin or Zillow or whatever. But Instagram provides another marketing strategy for that purpose. It sort of eases the mind, makes buying a home or selling a home less intimidating and maybe even a bit more fun. It helps also market the agent in a positive light. It shows you off as, the local expert,
Right. So it's more personal right now, right?
Right.
Everybody wants to be on the camera. Everybody wants to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days, you rarely had any agents,
Yeah.
visible on any photos, any videos. Now it's all about the,
Yeah.
agent and their talk and property advertisement.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I've seen the videos that Peter puts up, and he, shows himself as an agent and welcomes a person and opens the door, and then then you see the whole house.
Right.
But then there's realtors that are scared of it. They don't want to be their camera shy or something. Like what would you tell them? What would you make them at ease?
Yeah, so that happens all the time. I think even with the first few videos with Peter, I mean, Peter has a natural sense to talk into a camera, but when we started this process, we took multiple takes. But honestly, if you're a little bit nervous to be in front of a camera, you're 100% overthinking it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Forget the camera's even there. Talk to me, talk to your videographer, and just say it how it is, and that's all you need to do. Be authentic. That's probably the number one marketing strategy there is today. That authenticity really drives who you are and how your business goes.
And that's exactly how it went with us too, and probably with anybody else. First you take a lot of takes. You want to have everything to be perfect, and it will never come out perfect. Just be yourself, be natural, talk like you talk to clients, average person, anybody, and I think these videos are going to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, that actually brings out you come out as your form as you are, who you are naturally, and you talk to everyone else, and some people may like you, some people may not, but most of the people do like the authenticity. They like, hey, this is Peter, this is who he is, and he's gonna be my agent now, like, and that matters a lot, like, and that's like a big obstacle that a lot of real estate agents and a lot of loan officers or loan generators or anyone that works in the real estate business has to get used to. You got to be, we have to make short reels, we have to be in videos, we have to make small TikToks. We gotta, I don't know about the dancing part, but like I'll be in front of the camera, but just not.
We got to make a reel. You
Not-
dance.
Yeah.
next
Not
time.
It's
doing
all
the
about who
Macarena.
you are. If TikTok dances are your thing, then you go for it, buddy. But if that's not your thing, just talk to the camera, be yourself, show off who you are, because people want to meet the person that you are before they even meet you.
Yeah.
So it's more than just a phone call. It's you're looking at an actual profile of a real person. Is this someone that I want to work with?
Mm-hmm.
What's with the social media? What are, like, Jake? What would you recommend to people? Like, what are small things that agents or anybody else that wants to promote themselves do on social media? What social media to use, and what kind of points would you give to them?
So right now Instagram is booming with real estate videos. There's also TikTok and YouTube. Those are still growing in the real estate market. But if you had to go with one, I would go with Instagram, and just look at what the market is doing, figure out how you want to apply it to yourself. Find, maybe a trendy video and maybe try to copy that trend with your own input on it. And like I said, just be authentic. Just be yourself. Don't try to be someone that you're not. And just play around with it. Have fun. Maybe the first couple of videos won't work out the way you want them to, but with time you'll figure out your own style. You'll personalize your own page, and I think you'll be pretty
But-
happy to find out who you
But for
are.
anybody that does not want to do it that themselves, you are there. They can call you.
Yes.
You can show up. You can make this video for, and it's very inexpensive. He can guide you. Jake can guide you and show you what to say, and how to behave on camera, and just those first steps. Will be probably easier if you have professional in front of you than just doing it yourself. And then later, once you get in the rhythm, I think it's going to be a lot easier for anybody to continue doing videos and just advertising.
Yeah, probably the best way is just to get in front of a camera and see how it goes. Take as many shoots as you want. You could cut out the bad ones and pick the best ones for yourself, but
Right.
just get out there, talk to your videographer, I can help you with that. I'll guide you through it. We'll start, trying to figure out who you are as a person and just kind of working with that, finding out what's natural for you, and whatever's natural and easiest, that's going to be your most authentic self, and that's what we're going to roll with in the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what's been one of the craziest thing you've done, like taking pictures, or your most memorable one, or what would you say your experiences with that?
So by far probably the most memorable experience was last year when I lost my drone during a client shoot.
No way.
So it was my previous drone. I had the Mavic Pro, and I guess I just took it up to the air, up too high, and I didn't realize that it was mega gusty a bit higher up, and I was just trying to get that Google Street View shot. The wind pushed it out. There was unfortunately a forest preserve nearby, so it just went all the way across the forest. I tried to recover it, no chance, but after I got into the forest, I captured the final location. I captured the final image. It was somewhere high up in the tree. And I had to go back to the agent at the house because he was still waiting for me to take the still shots. So I still had to take all the photos and perform with that thought in my mind that I just lost my drone. But since then, I've gotten a more powerful drone, and I will stick to that drone.
So is that drone still hanging in Forest Preserve?
No, I asked my dad to come with me the following weekend to come help me find it. And a couple of days later, the wind probably shook it off from the tree, and it landed face down into a stream. So it was definitely damaged. But I was able to recover the SD card with the photos that I took before. Yeah. So I was able to deliver that to the client.
That's it. Jake, he lost his drone, but he's still able to provide agent with the photos and video.
Yeah, luckily I took the photos before I lost the drone. So
there's a lot of realty companies, right? There's a lot of mortgage companies, like neighborhood loans. We help out, our realtors. We try to help them out with, if they need videos or pictures or anything like that. Well, let's say companies, some of them have their own videographer, photographer, and all that in-house. But I've noticed a lot of times that with the realtors, they have a hard time scheduling, especially right now in the summer, that a lot of people are selling their houses right now. And how can they reach out to you? Like, how can they, make time? Or you have more flexibility than other realtors and the other videographers or any other companies, like how can they reach out to you?
Probably the best way to reach out to me right now is to call me or DM me on my Instagram. That would be the best way to get the process started. I have a booking platform coming soon, which would allow you to book me directly online, see all my services, what I have to offer. I'll have some packages for you to look through, take your time. It's like looking through a McDonald's menu probably. So that would be the best option. Right now it is, June, so it's kind of a busy season. So it's better to call ahead of time. Right now maybe a week, 2 weeks in advance would be fine. If you want to take a risk, call me a day or two before, but that's going to be on you. It might, I might be busy at that point.
Yeah.
But as long as you're flexible, I can be flexible, and we can definitely work something out.
And do you only stick around certain areas in Chicago, or you travel pretty much anywhere? What's your furthest that you've gone?
The furthest I've gone so far is probably Joliet and maybe Grays Lake or around Lake Beach, but hopefully I don't have to go too much farther than that. I'd prefer to stick around my area, but I'm just trying to meet as many agents as I can and see where the market is, and once I go too far, I'll know it. So I'll make my decisions after I've maybe gone too far.
Okay. So what's your Instagram?
My Instagram is right now APiX Photo Video. That represents me and all my work that I've done up to this point. So go ahead and give me a follow. Send me a DM. Just say, hey, what's up? If you want to just connect and call and trade information, I'm always open to a chat.
Yeah, I want to add that I highly recommend Jake as as a photographer. He's doing great job, and I already refer them to multiple agents, which they are very happy to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and hopefully we can work for much longer, many years.
I hope so.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's the best thing to do. Like I said, like I know of a lot of realty companies that are like, oh yeah, we come work with us, we're gonna hook you up. We got photographers, videographers, and then at the end of the day, they have like 100 agents or 50 agents. All of them have a listing. They don't have no availability, so then they could reach out to you. They don't have to stick to that videographer or photographer from the company. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna just shop, a couple $100 or whatever the cost is, depending on what package they get or what value they're gonna get. But it's keep in mind that hey, you're gonna make your money back. You're gonna get a faster offers. You're gonna have multiple offers. You're gonna have people that are amazed by the photographer. The pictures that you take, and like you said, a lot of buyers are gonna have that feeling, in that picture. That means a lot. That actually is sticking with me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
photos means good marketing, and it goes for selling anything. Think about selling a bike. If you see you could have a photo in a dusty garage, or you could have a nice photo of a bike on a trail, on a car rack, maybe a video of the bike going really fast. One of them is going to get multiple offers, and the other one's going to get a few offers. And typically with those few offers of the lower quality photos, those people know that they should be expecting a discount.
Yeah.
So the better your photos are, the better your marketing strategy, the more potential buyers you have, the more competing offers you have, the higher price
Yeah.
you could get.
Future buyers, when they look at the photos, they imagine their house. And if the photos look great, they imagine their house that way. I'm going to live in this beautiful house, presenting beautiful on the photos. And that's what I see on my listings. Whenever I have like really, really nice photos of the listing, especially a first shot of the house, a lot more showings and a lot better quality of buyer, somebody that really likes this house. And, no matter what goes, if there's a problem with the inspection, or there's a problem with loan, they will do what they can do to just get it closed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, taking pictures means a lot. Taking a better photo means a lot. Even like you said, taking a bike. Even people putting up, pictures in Tinder. Like you're gonna be good looking, you're bad looking. Take a good picture.
Yeah, it's all marketing.
It's all marketing, man. Hey, anything you want to sell, anything you want to do, you got to use this guy. Take him on vacation.
Yeah.
Take pictures of us and the food and all that.
Yeah.
That'll
One
make a
day
difference.
we're gonna take Jake on vacation. He's gonna film the whole story, and we're gonna do like a reality show.
Yeah.
That's literally my whole story. When I started with a GoPro taking family vacations, the only thing that hurt me was that I wasn't actually in them.
Oh yeah.
Because it's hard to give someone the camera and then they're just waving it around, doing whatever they can. It's not always the best quality, but yeah, I'm down for some fun.
Yeah.
Vacations and a camera.
Well, we got.
I like doing that.
Do you use GoPro still with any of your shoots, or you use some other?
So my GoPros are now wall pieces, just like my damaged drone. It looks nice on my wall in my office. But recently I got the DJI Osmo Nano, which just fits on my hat. I think you've seen it before.
Yeah.
So that's just a way to like get some POV angles, just to kind of review my work, maybe eventually post that as some behind the scenes media. But that's kind of where that's heading. Something really small. There's even like a magnet clip I could have under my shirt just to like stick it on.
Right.
So I mean, there's a lot of different products that you could go with. DJI is just kind of what most of my equipment involves. I have a DJI drone, I have DJI microphones, I had a DJI gimbal, so why not and try the another DJI product.
Yeah, I think these days, the quality and the amount of pixels that video produces is very important too, because every time you download something into social media, they're gonna lower the quality. So the higher quality you have of your products, the better for you.
Right.
It's still gonna look good on on social media.
Yeah, like you tried the Ray-Ban Meta glasses and all that already, or
I haven't tried those yet.
No?
I've seen lots of pictures. I have some mixed feelings about it. I mean, maybe my most the thing I don't like about it most is maybe that they're like shades, so I can't really see through them as well.
Right, and if you do in darker places,
Right,
you
and
have
if
to
I'm
take them off,
indoors,
yeah.
it's kind of weird to just wear sunglasses. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it,
Plus,
but
you can prescribe too with the lens,
Yeah.
and then they with the ones that go dark in the sun and they light up in the
yeah,
at night.
I think it's better if you have a visible camera than just hidden the camera and you go and record it.
Yeah.
Because people may not take it
Yeah, they
easy
may not
when
like
they,
it.
they realize they're being recorded without their permission sometimes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, but that does matter a lot. The type of equipment you have. And you went from a GoPro and now you got DJI, and you got some good quality
yeah.
drones and cameras and microphones and everything. You have to spend the money to get the good quality. And that makes a big difference.
And you have to know how to pick your tools.
Yeah.
There's a device for every job, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. No, that's good.
Perfect. Thank you for coming over, Jake.
yeah, of course.
It was
Thanks
a
for having
great
me.
time, and I'll put it in the video description, Jake's contact, if anybody wants to contact him, any agent or any homeowner that trying to sell their house on their own too, first sale by owner,
Mm-hmm.
may reach out to him.
Yeah.
And
Got it.
Anybody that wants to promote themselves on social media, that's the best way right now.
Yeah, like the reels you make, when you're presenting the home or the open house, like those are really good, and then the descriptions and everything in there, those are really outstanding, they pop out a lot, and then those are really good. You could tell this is the agent I'm going to work with. Who am I expecting to see? Like we've done open houses before, and they're like, hey,
Mhm.
I remember you. You're Peter, right? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I don't know you, but you know me, so it's good. It's a good way to get known out there as well.
Yeah. And you just have to pretend like you're doing a home tour at the
Mhm.
moment. It's
Yeah.
just doing a virtual home tour on social media for the audience that maybe hadn't had the chance to come see the home, but it'll get them thinking. It'll get them imagining, and they know who they're working with. They know what to expect when they come see the home, and once they step past that doorstep, that's most of the work done.
Yeah, nice.
Perfect.
Well, perfect,
you.
man. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Have a
Yeah.
good one.
Thank you.